All right. Next movie I want to talk about is Salt. Now, this movie stars Angelina Jolie, and she is a CIA operative. And pretty much in the beginning of the movie, they make her out to be this Russian, I would say, super soldier spy thing, and basically she starts running away because she denies the allegations or accusations or whatever. So I would just say it is starts off pretty crazy. Now, before I go on about this movie, I just wanted to say that I saw Scott Pilgrim yesterday. I saw Expendables about a week ago, and then I saw Salt and Inception on the same day about a month ago. So, comparing Salt and Inception, well, I'll talk about that after I talk about Inception. So, the rest of Salt. Let's say the Salt movie. It continues, lots of crazy action. I'd pretty much say it's on par with like The Bourne Identity because the plot's actually slightly similar, except there's no what would you call it? Amnesia. That's right. So she actually knows who she is the entire movie. But as the audience, we don't know who she is or who these other people are, and it kind of gets down to this crazy thriller action kind of plot development. Now, for the most part, I would say the plot's pretty straightforward, but there's several clever things they do. I don't want to give it away, but there's this part in the movie where there's some. No, that'd be giving away too much, so I can't really even talk about that. But there's one part in which I called during the middle of the movie. It takes place during the assassination of the what's it called? The president of Russia, or the whatever the ruler of Russia is. So there's that scene. Then there's the scene just a little bit before the end of the movie where there's several crazy plot twists all at once. And then there's the end of the movie where there's these crazy plot twists. So I can't really talk more about it, except for it's a crazy action movie. It's actually pretty good plot-wise, with the exception of like a couple small plot holes if you really pay attention. I won't tell you what they are, just so if you want to figure it themselves. But the one huge qualm that I had, Angelina Jolie, way back in the day when she was doing, she did the Lara Croft movies, Tomb Raider movies, and she was a little bit buff and a little bit thicker than no, not saying that she's not as thick, but I mean she's like her arms look really frail in this movie, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, like it's not quite as believable that she can fight like she does with how she looks in this movie as opposed to when she used to be the Tomb Raider. So anyway, I like this movie. Thought it was pretty good. It's not the best movie. I actually think the Bourne series is a little bit better, but you can't really blame this being one movie. So, but who knows? There could be a Salt 2. All right. So, last movie I want to talk about is Inception. Let's see. First things first. Pretty much, I would say ensemble cast. It's Leonardo DiCaprio as the main character, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ellen Page, Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy. So there's a bunch of famous people in this movie. They all play the main roles. The main character is Leonardo DiCaprio's character. My personal favorite character is Arthur, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, because he's got some personality. He's a badass. And let's see, and Ellen Page. She's always pretty cute. So definitely can't fault them for that. But I actually think this is one of the roles that she's playing in that kind of breaks away from her usual typecast kind of role. And not only that, this is actually a little bit actiony, so she's not doing her usual, being in a drama movie doing this other thing. But it's definitely a little bit more involved. So, and I definitely liked her doing it. So definitely recommend that. Inception. If you haven't seen it by now, go see it. If you have seen it, then there's really. I'm just going to reaffirm why you saw it. So, let's see. First things first. Let's talk about the plot. General plot. It's about the people in this world who have developed this technology to lucid dream. If you ever heard about the concept of lucid dreaming, it's when you are dreaming, but you're aware of it, and you can completely control everything in that dream world. So they kind of take that concept and basically put it on crack. So it's pretty much lucid dreaming, and these two guys, the people who start off with Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, they are extractors, and what they do is they are trained, or I don't know if they were trained or trained themselves or something to similar, but they have been trained or trained themselves to extract thoughts from certain individuals by going into their dreams. Now, you can't just jump into anybody's dreams. You can only share a dream with certain people that are connected to the same machine. So, you have to physically kind of be in the same place. So there's that. Now, that's how the movie starts off, but then the movie kind of progresses to this point where there's this one job to do, and basically Leonardo DiCaprio's character has to do it for whatever reason. I won't tell you why, but it's actually, it gives a huge emotional investment in the movie. So this is definitely why you want this character to succeed. Now, for the most part, I kind of felt a little pity, but I didn't really like Leonardo DiCaprio's character that much. So, it was kind of like a little bit iffy for me, but I wanted everybody to succeed because eventually there's this team of people, which is pretty much the entire cast, and they have to kind of work together to get out of various crazy action and ridiculous situations, let's say. So there's that. One huge thing I want to say about this movie is it is definitely a huge thought-provoking kind of movie. Definitely makes you think. Definitely is inspiring. Definitely, it has those plot twists, and the plot is crafted so well. The cast is just so amazing. I thought all of these actors worked perfectly together. They pretty much nailed the entire movie. Performance was so good, especially Cillian Murphy. As you see, that I feel like his character had the most dynamics. So I thought that was very well done on his part. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character has this hilarious part in the movie where he makes this joke with Ellen Page, and basically when it happened on screen, I was in the theater and everybody started laughing, and I was just like, "Oh, that is hilarious." So yeah, there's that. Then I would equate this movie similar to things like The Matrix, Existence, 13th Floor, Dark City, combined with a little bit of intrigue and espionage, and it's actually, I would say, probably the best film I've seen all year, if not going to be the best. It's going to be probably my best movie of the year, if not somebody else's, so definitely recommend watching it. A little bit of history of it. I actually did some reading, and I found out that Christopher Nolan, he is the person who pretty much wrote the screenplay for this movie and directed it. He pitched it a long time ago to some studios, but they ended up not doing it because they weren't sure if he was ready for a big-time movie, because he hadn't, had experience necessary to, perform these, this huge movie. But after he performed like the first two Batman, so Batman Begins and Dark Knight, and if you haven't seen his other movies, I actually definitely recommend the other ones as well, Memento and Prestige. So definitely recommend both of those movies. I mean, he's got a pretty good track record, I'm not going to lie. Another one he directed, but I don't think he actually wrote much in it, was Insomnia. So I heard that was good. I haven't seen it myself, but definitely can't really fault Christopher Nolan. I don't think he's really had a bad movie yet, or at least if he has, I haven't heard about it or seen it. So anyway, so that's Inception. Definitely recommend watching Inception. Have to watch Inception. This is like the must-see movie. Inception. So I watched Salt and Inception the same day, and in comparison, Inception was just so much better than Salt. And at first, I kind of thought Salt was kind of wasn't really that good. But then I thought about it. I'm comparing it to other movies, and not just to Inception. It was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. So I would say Inception, definitely must watch. If you're a gamer, Scott Pilgrim is must watch. Expendables, if you want to see all the crazy action in a big theater, definitely go see it. I actually saw what was it? I think I saw Inception at the IMAX, so that was a treat. And Salt. So, oh, one of my favorite scenes in Inception. If it's basically this huge scene where the scene does a whole 360, and there's like fighting between two guys. I'll just tell you, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character and bad guys. So it's you gotta watch it. That's probably my favorite scene visually in the movie. All right, so that's that for the movies today. I hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. Hopefully I'll have something interesting for you. But other than that, have a good night. Enjoy the movies.